Right, what are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. How's everybody doing? Give me a sound check. Good morning. It's 5:45. Just watching the national anthems. Just watched oh Wales and Ireland. That was interesting. If you haven't seen it, then you'll probably get spoilers throughout this one. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Good evening. Predictions for this one, folks. This looks like it's raining in Scotland. Just to go with the stereotype. Kia ora, April Tui. How's it going? Hoggy looks excited. How's the knee? April Tui, it's getting better, eh? I still can't bend it fully after the old surgery, but I can potter around the house. That's all right. Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better slowly. Scotland 12, England 27 says Trenoz. Baba says, I'm thinking a close Scotland win. Jack says, no Ireland watch along. Yeah, man, it was on at 3:15. So I was still just crawling out of bed. I did get up to watch it. The review's already up. But yeah, it's just slightly too early. Sleeve says Scotland by 60. James says, good day, friend. Hope you're well. Lagging a little. Now all good. Yeah, I'm trying a new streaming service. So fingers crossed it goes all right. I did give it a test run, but I am on the Wi-Fi, so that's always a bit of a risk. But yeah. Otto says, long time no see. Yeah, man, I haven't done a stream for ages. It tends to be the time of the games. It's not that good, eh? Pork, mate, I'm doing well. Diamond, thoughts on the Ireland game? Ireland, too good. Could have won by more, basically. Could have won by more. James, appreciate that, brother. Thank you, mate. Thank you kindly. I hope you enjoyed the previous game. I'm sure you did. David says, come on, England. Yes. Lee says, just on the way back from a cold and wet Ireland versus Wales game. No spoilers. I have seen it, mate. I actually got up. There may be others in the stream who haven't seen it, but I've definitely seen it. So, yeah. Good. Good stuff. I'll give you guys a heads up. I'll probably be lagging a bit behind you guys, but I've just had kickoff now. In Scotland against England. When they put the clock up, I'll give you guys a read. I am at 15 seconds right about now, folks. It's Scottish ball inside their own 22. They're setting up the old Caterpillar, getting ready to get out of town. Big Will, man. Goodness me, what time is it where you are, bro? That must be horrendous. Although that being, I was up at stupid o'clock for the previous game, so. Luke Man says, good evening, good morning. Hope the knee is all good. Yeah, bro, it's getting better. Getting better. My wife's going to have me doing housework in no time. Mac Hansen, what a game, says Jack in the Ireland game. Not a bad way to introduce yourself, but he was good for the Brumbies as well, so he's a bit of a miss for Aussie rugby, to be fair, but Ireland saw the talent, gave him a chance. Duan gives that a mark. Duan not known for his kicking. 2:50 a.m. in Brizzy, bloody hell. That's crazy. I got up at 3:15 for the previous game. I thought that was bad enough. won't get any sleep for the next few weekends, says Ethan. You know, last year I was a bit lazy. I was like, because all the Italy games were on first, I never got up to watch the Italy game. Like, because the first game on New Zealand wise is the worst kind of time of day. But I was like, Italy game's probably a foregone conclusion, so I'm not going to get up and watch it live. But I decided to bite the bullet this year. I went to bed early, to be honest. I went to bed like 9 o'clock, so not too bad. Jesus says, love the new layout. Yeah, I'm trying a different streaming platform. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It puts a bit more pressure on my laptop, which is not the best thing. So it may bug out at some point, but knock on wood, it can do a couple hours. Big V8 show, man. Good evening. Bet you haven't gone to bed yet in Hong Kong. Yeah, it's been too long since we've done a stream. That's true. In this game, it's almost 3 minutes. It's pretty much all England at the moment, eh? But nobody looking like scoring yet. Scotland having to do a lot of defending. Well, Scotland have won a penalty, so a good chance to exit and get some ball in England's half. Jack says, is Furlong the best tight head in history? Man, I don't know. History's tough. Rondo says, good evening from Hong Kong. Love the channel. Appreciate that, man. Good to have you along. We are 3 minutes and 50 seconds into this one. Scotland have got line out ball just outside, or just inside England's half. They've knocked it on, Scotland, so there goes their first chance. What stadium would you say is the hardest to win in all the Six Nations, Ethan? Man, I don't know. They don't have like the altitude factor of like South African stadiums. They don't have like the winless records for the most part. Like Eden Park, All Blacks haven't been defeated at Eden Park for donkey's years. But I guess it's different because you guys play all your games at your central stadium, like the Aviva or the Principality or Twickenham or whatever, Murrayfield. So it's harder to gain that kind of winning record. I don't know, man. The Welsh crowd always gets behind their boys. Jack says the Aviva. Jesus says, if England win and win well, I wonder if Owen Farrell will struggle to get back in. I think he's out for quite a while, eh? So yeah, Marcus Smith's got a chance to really put himself down, but Eddie loves him as captain. So, don't know. Natural Talent says, nice to see full stands. Absolutely. When I went back and looked at all the old footage for the depth chart videos I did at the end of last year, looking at the Six Nations from last year was hard. Because, yeah, the atmosphere just wasn't there. Goes without saying, eh? Jack says, remember Eddie said something controversial about Ireland a couple of years back. Eddie? Controversial? That doesn't sound like him. Right, scrum time. Oh, another free kick. James says, why are there so little crowds at the Rugby Championship compared to the Six Nations? I think people will be hyped for those games. I think the All Blacks sell out all their games. Oh, did we have a game last year that we didn't sell out? Because they played a kind of double header at Auckland and people... Yeah, a lot of casuals won't go 2 weeks in a row. For the most part, the All Blacks can sell out their games. Chester says we are already out of the Six Nations. Shocking from the Welsh today. Why stick Adams at centre? Pivac needs to answer questions here. Yeah, it wasn't Wales' finest hour. That's for sure. But so many guys out, man. So, should they have been better? Probably. Tame Basham's a bright spot. Last night's under-20 game between Ireland and Wales was even more one-sided, says Jezza. 53-5. Bloody hell. That's crazy. Right, chance for England after that scrum penalty. Curry. They're inside the 22. Oh, they've knocked it on. Well, there we go. Ellard, what have you missed? It's been mostly England, a bunch of free kicks at scrum time. Scotland haven't had much ball. Oof. Maybe it's just me, but the Brits and Irish just love going out west. Kiwis love staying in their backyard, watching rugby at home with the mates and barbecues, as April Tui. Yeah, I do think that's part of it. We don't have the same, what would you call it? Same attitude for some of those things, eh? Whoa. Jack says he'd freeze to death if he had a barbecue on Ireland right now. Yeah, it's actually pretty warm here. I am not quite sweating buckets, but I will be by the end of this match, I reckon. Well, let's just put the game on. Good man. We're 10.5 minutes in. And it's still no score, but I would hate to look at the possession stats if I was a Scottish fan right now, because it's not been much doing. Gareth says Kings Park, that's the one in Durban, dropped hugely when they banned pre-game braais and drinks on the fields. You've got to make it a proper atmosphere at the game, eh? New Zealand does lack a bit of that. It's pretty impersonal sometimes going to the grounds. How old is Maitland now? You remember him playing for the Crusaders in the 90s? He's getting on. I don't think he's quite as old as me. Jesus, 16 carries to 3. It's a lot easier to travel around and watch the Six Nations games. That's true, JP, that's for sure. Rugby Championship games are pretty much only home fans because, I mean, New Zealanders and Aussies maybe travel a bit across the ditch, but still you're looking at a 3.5 hour flight. So it's not like a 1 hour jobby. I kind of want to look at the stats because I feel like it's going to make... Ooh. Ali Price took a knock to the head and was not a happy chappy for a second. Allard with the 10 squids. Cheers, man. I don't know why that didn't pop up. It usually pops up with a little... Oh, there we go. Bit of a delay. Thank you, man. Yeah, I've missed the streams as well, to be honest, but I've been partly a bit lazy and partly just the times, eh? Like, today's perfect. Game starts at 5:50 something New Zealand time, so kids are still asleep until like 7 when the game finishes, so yeah, not too bad. Cheers, Ellen, mate. Time check, I am at 11:50. 11:50, Alex. Johan, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Who do you think will be dark horses in the Rugby World Cup, Ethan? Whew, still early days for that. Ali Price is going to be forced off to go have an HIA after that crack to the head. Makes sense. Good Lord. Look at these stats. Possession is 71-29 and territory is 82-18. If it feels like Scotland have just been camped down their own half with no ball, that's because that's what it is. You like the Prem times, Elliot? Yeah, I probably should have done a Premiership stream, to be honest. I'm just lazy to get out of bed early. For internationals, I can do it. I'm just lazy. I will make up for it. Alex is pretty happy with Ireland's performance in both the under-20s and the seniors. Yeah. Good times to be an Irish rugby fan right now. Freddie Stewart just regathered his own kick. It was awkward, but he did it. Man, everything's England at the moment, but England usually come out of the blocks with a real hiss and a roar. So Scotland just needs a hold for the moment, eh? They're doing a good job. Jack asked, worst New Zealand performance, and Big Will has replied, 2007 World Cup quarter-final against France. That one still burns, Will, mate. How many years is that now? Still burns. Like 13 years? I saw Richie on the Good, Bad and the Rugby the other day, and I think it still burns for him. It was, yeah, not great. Mr. Welshman says, shocking Wales performance. Yeah, not the best shift we've seen from Wales, mate, it has to be said. Side of canvas. Been a while since you're here. Good to be back. And yeah, it wasn't Wales' best shift. Ireland were really good. Maybe not as clinical as they would have liked to been, but yeah. Big Will's still feeling 2007 till this day. Yeah. One day we'll get over it, man. One day. time check is 15:30 at the minute. It's just started really piddling down here. It hasn't rained for weeks. England have got a penalty pretty much straight out in front. I think they got to take this one. They need some points for all this pressure. Johnny Gray. James says Scotland always have one good year, then average for the rest. I think Scotland's year was last year. They usually fall off a cliff after a good year. They overhype themselves. You could be wrong. I reckon they've got a tidy team, eh? But they are under the pump at the moment, that's for sure. Ooh, okay, not his best kick, but it's 3 points to 0. Will we see the Vunipola lads back again, or has Eddie put a big old fork in them, Big Will? I reckon they might. Mako, I think's done. I saw him for Saracens the other day, and he got absolutely crunched at scrum time, so maybe Billy, but he's got Dom Brandt and Sam Simmons there as well. So, plus he likes playing Tom Curry at number 8. Jezza has said look up, so I'm looking. Scotland have finally got some bloody ball. Oh, Darcy Graham, go man. Oh, on debut. Whew. What a try, out of nowhere. First bit of ball for Scotland. I think that was Hoggy that made that, eh? With the offload to Graham. What a try. What a try. Ben White, first game for Scotland. Not a bad way to kick off your account, eh? On for Ali Price, who's off having an HIA. Hogg puts Graham into the gap. It goes around, was it Marchant? Someone called him the discount Colby, like in a good way. What feet, eh? What a try. Seven points to 3. What a try. Let's update the score. Game on, folks. Scotland were not really in it, and now they're in front. Happy days for the Scottish boys. Oof. Against the run of play, that's what the commentator said as well, yeah. They just haven't had any ball. As soon as they got it, boom fire. Elliot Daly, yeah. Big hit on Stuart Hogg. Ethan says, what do you think of Mac Hansen's debut? Yeah, bloody good, man. Apart from a try, he did everything. 20 minutes and 45 seconds. And it's still back England, camped in Scotland's half. Oh, but it's a breakdown penalty. Not releasing. I'm not actually sure what commentary I've got. Ella's talking about the commentary. Because I'm watching on Sky Sport in New Zealand, so I don't know whose feed I'm getting. It's an English commentator with a Scottish colour commentator. But I don't know their names. Looks like Ali Price might be going to come back on. He's been off for ages. Oof. Scotland had just got the ball out, but no, they've spilled it. Chance for England on turnover ball. Nah, that kick's too big. Hog under huge pressure gets charged. This game it's pretty good so far. It's pretty intense. Good job on the mods for getting rid of that bot. Thank you guys. I can't actually work out how to do it on my end with this new thing I'm using. I never thought to look. It's one thing for me to investigate after the game. Alice says he's the 2 cents channel bouncer. Yeah, pretty much. Wielding the powers of the moderator. Ali Price is coming back on. Jeez, that was a long HIA. But yeah, not a bad start from Ben White, hey? He was doing alright. Plus Elids and Vorsa says, Jezza, you've seen me fight. I have. Seen you get in the ring, so I wouldn't want to mess with either of you, to be fair. It's a long weekend here in New Zealand, by the way. Happy days. Holiday on Monday. Right, we're almost at 25 minutes. And James is Alex backup Irish bouncer. Go Duhan. Duhan's in my fantasy team. He needs to have a big game. What's the temperature at Murrayfield today? Asks Cider Canvas. I don't know. It looks pretty cold. It's like 22 degrees here. And muggy. COVID outbreak for the Italians, says Jack. What? No. No. Really? No. Can they still field a team? Can't see anything about it yet. I picked half French guys in my fantasy side because I figured they'd give the Italians a hiding. Open the door because it's bloody hot. Two or three out, says Jack. Okay, well that's not too bad in the scheme of things. England are loving the kicks through, eh? Lots. Is there a time limit for an HIA? I don't actually know. I think it's 10 minutes for some, but maybe not HIAs. I guess it's not one that you want to rush. Jack says, Ireland Grand Slam, England come bottom and lose to Italy would be your ideal campaign. If you can win in France next week, you might get your slam. The other part, I don't know. Ellard says, HIA, no time limit. There you go. Thank you, Ellard. Makes sense, because you don't want guys to be rushing their HIA check. Get it done properly. Look after their brains. Oof. Freddie Stewart is mortal. Almost made a meal of a kick through. Oh, Ben Youngs, what a snipe. If they put a time limit on a rush test, says Ellard. Yeah, HIA, exactly. Do it properly. Whoa. England are pushing Scotland close, but can't quite break them down. Guy says, Ireland looked very good earlier, and you are right, mate. They looked very good. Trying out a lot of kicks is exactly right. It's clearly a tactic to put the back three of Scotland under pressure and just play down that 22. Smith put too much on that kick Big Will says. Yeah, he's usually more on the money with Harlequins, but I guess slightly higher pressure situation. Bad weather. Just a bit too much. Calmex says, still like to see Georgia give Italy something to fight for. Interestingly, Kieran Crowley said the same thing, the Italy coach. He was like, if they had the threat of relegation, it might kind of pump them up a bit more to kind of fight. More time. This looks dangerous. Can't tell from that camera angle. It's held up. Oof. Held up. Ben O'Keefe was in a good position. It got him on his back. Five o'clock shadow showing. Jeez, that's unusual. Big VA show. I'm usually quite clean shaven. It's partly because I had the knee surgery. I haven't been keeping up with my tasks. Elliot says, controversial. Irish, please tell me if I'm wrong, but Ireland looked disciplined against a poor Welsh side. If you're not clinical, you'll struggle against England and France. Ireland will certainly be disappointed they didn't get more points. Yeah. They probably should have done better. So they will need to lift their game, I agree. Especially if they're going to go to France next week and play away. They'll want to be more clinical, for sure. Penalty time, England to slot this one. Probably. Make it a 1 point ball game. It's pretty much in front. I think Ireland will be happy with that for an opening game, to be fair, Calmick. Yeah, for sure. Bonus point win. Can't complain, but still room for improvement. Gus says relegation in the Six Nations is interesting, but what, for example, Wales go down this year and both Italy and Georgia come to Twickenham. Most likely Italy, but not locked. The thing about the Six Nations is the member nations are all kind of owners, right? So Italy would be mad to vote for a relegation thing. And the other nations are quite happy playing the Italians, who are financially a much better member than Georgia, which is just kind of sad but true. You only have to look at, I don't know, what happens with Tonga and Samoa and Fiji and whatnot to know that the money plays a pretty big role. Wayne says the weather was horrible in Dublin, didn't really show it on TV. Yeah, often I find, Wayne, if you can see a little bit of rain on the TV, it means it's piddling down at the stadium. Yeah, if it's just drizzle, it doesn't even usually show. We've only got 5 minutes to go in this first half, folks. But yeah, it's high tempo. Like Jack said. So far, so good. Not real big on tries, but tense. We saw one really good try. Who said men can't multitask? I'm typing, drinking, and watching the game. Yeah, man. Neil says subs will be crucial in this game. Yeah, if it's going to go the distance, it'll be the guys that come off the bench that potentially make the difference. Crowd's getting into it. Good line out for Scotland. They need. What can they do? They haven't had many attacking moves inside England's half. Oh, they've conceded a penalty. Oh, no releasing. Big Duan. Why did I put you in my fantasy team? You're doing nothing. Ryan says Italy need to recruit a few Southern Hemisphere players. This hammering from all the other teams is stupid at this point. They've got a few Southern Hemisphere guys. They've got a few Kiwis. Mario, how's it, bud, from South Africa? How are you, man? It's really raining here, eh? It honestly hasn't rained here in any meaningful way for weeks. So it's I guess going to be good for my garden. Alicia says, let's go England. They're doing alright, even though they're behind on the scoreboard. They are doing okay. Oh, another penalty. Both sides are getting smashed at the breakdown by Ben O'Keefe. Seems to be raining everywhere. It does. Scotland, Ireland, New Zealand. I think it was raining in Brisbane. Alex Tears, as a Welshman, are covering Ireland. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. April's also got rain in the Midlands. Here in South Africa, says Murray, we've had immense rains. Goodness me, everywhere's raining. Niall says, I went on New Zealand on an extended holiday and didn't rain until I decided to take the Abel Tasman hike. That's the way it works, man. Here we go. What can Scotland do here? But it's dry where Ellard is in Bristol. You're the only one, mate. Oh, okay, and also in Wales. It's not raining there, so sharp thunder as well. Ooh, back for a penalty. What does Scotland do here? This seems like the kind of game where you take the threes, right? Jesus says take the points. Ellis says Pivac picks an attacking team and says he wants to play attacking, but we only score one, and not even from your attack. Yeah, it was kind of a heads-up play from Basham. Quick thinking rather than anything that was, yeah, conceived on the training pitch, eh? Alicia is supporting England. Jude Gaiman is supporting Scotland. We got a mixed bag. Will says, "Hey, 2 cents is not the game I'd hoped for. The weather isn't helping. At least it's close. It's close. The last couple of games, England Scotland, were also kind of pretty tight affairs." Finn Russell's nailed a penalty right before half time. My commentator keeps saying how the current scoreboard is against the run of play. It's 10.26 at half time. Let's update this. Boomfa. Scotland have been economical with the ball, says Jezza. Absolutely. They've gotten pretty good points from what limited ball they've had. I am about to check the stats to see how much ball they actually had. I would imagine it's going to be in the 30s. Hasn't updated before half time yet. Slade's getting bullied in contact. He's a skills guy, eh? He's not necessarily the biggest guy. Jack says it's 36-64 England. Oh yeah, half time. Let's have a look. The one I've got says 37-63. Maybe that's just updated. We got run meters 110 to 277. Possession 37-63 to England. Territory 28-72. So maybe it is against the run of play. Let's have a look at tackle stats. 83 tackles to 37. Goodness me. But Scotland are at 95%. England are at 86%. Scotland have missed kind of a couple of tackles. Penalties conceded. There's 6 apiece. Remember, it was 5 in the entire first half of the last game. So a lot more penalties. Slade is a skills guy, but so is Dale. The midfield's missing some size. Yeah, I think you might be right there, mate. They're missing kind of a Tuilagi, aren't they? Mario says this was a better first half than the Wales game. More points, that's for sure. Johan says, I really expect more from England. They've got stunning backline, weren't they, user? I'm used to seeing more creative, expansive England side. They do like putting dinking little kicks through. So yeah, I guess that's what they've been doing. Yeah, we'll see. Jesus says you need a medieval style battering ram in midfield. Well, I mean, Aki was doing that for Ireland today, wasn't he? He was a proper carrying unit of a man. So yeah. Well, he says Scotland just need to keep their head in the second half. I thought you were going to say keep the ball. Man, it is pedaling down out there. Unbelievable. You guys see that? Totally miserable weather. I almost forgot what rain looks like. It's literally been weeks. The soil on my yard is cracking like big clunks of clay. April can hear it. Yeah, it's honestly, it's pedaling down. Calmax says I have more grey hairs from watching Scotland than I have from age. I feel that. Although I haven't really gone gone too grey yet myself. A garden update, Alan. Yeah, my sunflowers, of which there were many, have pretty much all done their dash. And sunflowers, once they've looked all bright and happy, they kind of just flop over and look a bit sad. So they're kind of looking a bit sad at the moment. Yeah. Scotland have a really good defence. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys saw my stats video the other day, but Scotland's defence was pretty phenomenal. Very good numbers. Irish side played beautifully, says Johan. They didn't convert much of their opportunities into points. They got a bonus point, but they could have done much better. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Am I planning on using the sunflower seeds for anything Big V8 show? We might roast them up, or might save some to plant for next year. Dara says an English purple patch could be very scary. They seem to be on the verge of scoring quite often. Yeah. They've been, oh, kind of, I want to go back to the stats and have a look. I feel like, do we have any clean breaks? One. Oh, two by England, one by Scotland. Yeah, that's not a heck of a lot. England are going to need to work out some way to break this down. If you do any baking, you can put the sunflower seeds in your bread. True. I don't really bake that much, actually, eh? Not a heck of a lot. Jack says, England are so overrated at every sport. England cop a fair bit of stick. That's for sure. I think their rugby team's pretty good. But, yeah, they are certainly behind. Gus says, weird audio in your feed. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. It's the first time I've tried out this kind of streaming platform, so we'll see. I'll play it back later and see if I want to keep using it or not. I did do some test runs and it sounded okay, but I essentially have you guys on my laptop, which is here, and then I have a very old laptop which can basically only run an internet browser with the game on that. So I got you guys on one laptop and then the game on a very old laptop because my computer can't handle watching the game and streaming at the same time. So I'll go back and have a look at it at some point. Oh, but it's better now. Good to know. Good to know. Kamek says, I 2 cents made sunflower seeds as the new hit channel for YouTube. Yeah, 2 cents gardening. Nah, probably not. I do have a walking channel if you guys want to take some walks around Auckland. Niall says we should have put more past Wales. That was pretty much the theme of that game, I think. That being said, you got to give a bit of credit to Wales for the defence. Like, they made 1 million tackles in that game. Dan says, has Josh van der Flier improved his carrying recently? From what I've seen of him, I would say 100%. Like, when I used to think of Josh van der Flier, I was only thinking he likes making heaps of tackles. Like, loves shooting out the line, shutting guys down. But I think they said, I think Andy Farrell's talked about him improving his carrying. And, yeah, it's been pretty evident for Leinster and even in Ireland's performance tonight, right? He made one really big run which set up one of the tries. Woody says, England kicking badly, lacking flair in the face of the Scots' stout defence. Yeah, they're kicking to put the Scots under pressure, but the defence is holding pretty well. Ellard highly recommends the walking channel. Yeah, I haven't done any walking for a while, seeing as I had knee surgery on Tuesday. But I did stock up on a few walks, so I'll be able to keep putting them out for a little bit. Monkey says, opinion on the goal line dropout rule. I was certainly probably least favouring that rule of the ones that they proposed. It's probably growing on me a little bit. Yeah. Although I still kind of miss 5 metre scrums because I think they're a cool attacking platform. I do see teams kind of like just picking and going a bit less because they don't want to get held up, because they don't want to goal line drop out. Like whereas back in the day, if you got held up, that's fine because you're going to get a 5 metre scrum, which is a good opportunity. So there's been a bit of a shift, which is maybe what they intended. The only unintended consequence of the goal line dropouts I think we saw initially was people hitting drop goals back at them, but we haven't seen that for a wee while because teams are kind of wised up to the fact that if you just kick it long and straight to the middle, you're going to get a drop goal straight back down your throat. Ellard asks, how is my knee? Yeah, my knee's alright. It's covered in bandages, but it's alright. I can potter around the house. It's not real sore. I didn't take any of the painkillers they prescribed me. Getting knocked out was disconcerting. I don't know if some of you guys have probably had much more major surgery than me. I was only out for like, I don't know, half an hour. But yeah, it's pretty disconcerting. But there you go. Timothy, Wales wooden spoon? Nah, I think that's still reserved for Italy. I'm not giving up on Wales after that. No way. April Tui says, it's Hinimoa the kitten's first Six Nations. She's struggling to get into it. Her brother TJ, as his usual, jumped on the sofa when he heard my voice. Oh, God love TJ. TJ is a loyal supporter. America, I love the channel. Do you see the new MLR trial laws? I did read them on Twitter. There was like 4. One was about scrum resets, which I think they used last year. One of them was red cards. I think also the kind of being 20-minute red cards. I forgot the other 2. Ella just take the painkillers to feign some sympathy from the missus. She's been remarkably good, man. Like she's doing the cooking, doing the dishes, doing the composting, like doing all the stuff. Plus taking the kids to school. Like half of those jobs are usually mine. So yeah, she's earning some brownie points. That's for sure. Sophie, I am good. Thank you. How's it going? Are you back home or are you still in France? Dill says, I can't see either of these teams beating Ireland. Yeah, Ireland did look a cut above in their game, you would probably have to say, but even they left some points out there. Not a fan of 20-minute red cards, says HB. If something isn't worthy of a team being down for the game, give them a yellow. Yeah. What do I think about the 20-minute red cards? I do hate seeing red cards like in the first 10 minutes because it feels like the whole game kind of gets mucked. And I don't think we've seen in the games where there's 20-minute red cards, I don't think we've seen like the whole, let's just smash their star player like cynically to take him out and then, we can replace our own guy after 20 minutes. I don't think we've seen that. So, yeah, I don't mind them. But there is something about a red card sticking which kind of makes a game. Oh, players are coming back out. Sophie's back home. It's pouring down. Okay, it's pouring down here as well. So, it seems to be a thing at the moment. Star Leo. Good morning, man. How's it going? What's the score? The score is Scotland 10, England 6. Ellen says my missus is building ammunition, not brownie points. Nah, she's a good girl. She can probably hear me, so I better say that. I don't know if she's awake yet. Neil asks, what am I drinking? I'm just drinking water, man. It's 6:45. I had a coffee when I woke up at like 3:30. Second half's just kicked off. 10 points to 6. Shonik, mate, good to see you as well. How's it going, brother? Long time no see. It's been ages since we did a stream. Did I watch Wales and Ireland this morning, Stalio? Yes, mate, I did. I absolutely did. I got up at 3 something o'clock and I watched it. It wasn't quite as close as this game is thus far. RIP, says Sophie, my sleep schedule for the next little while. Pretty much. It's going to be going to bed at the same time as the kiddies, I think. Excited for the Six Nations and Super Rugby, says Shonik. Did you see the preseason game for Moana Pacifica and the Chiefs? I did. That was a bit of a massacre. Most concerning for that was the set piece. They got, Stewards knocked it on. They got absolutely flogged at scrum time, especially. So yeah, it was always going to be a tough one to be the new team, but they've got heaps of potential to work on. But yeah, pretty bad. Sider says, was Ireland just that good or Wales just that bad? I think it's a bit of both. Like Hydra has just said, yeah, a bit of both. Stella says, Stewart's been off this game. Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes, actually. Uncharacteristic. Sophie says, don't think Johnny should have been on for that long. He kicked terribly and won. He kicked a couple of those conversions from the sideline, which were pretty bendy. They were kind of impressive, though. Kamak says, chicken pakora and a big bowl of Bombay potatoes will keep you going while having a tipple. I'll have to remember that one. I'll put it on the menu. I haven't even had my breakfast. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. It's almost 7 o'clock here. I didn't have any. Oh, no, I did. Actually, I did have some food. I'm lying. My son came home with a bit of leftover school lunch. Put that in the microwave at like 3 in the morning and ate that. Can Scotland pinch this one? If so, it'll be game on. Nope. Straightforward line out to Ezekwe. Scotland with a bit of a soft one there. Straight into Gilchrist. Jimmy, man, how's it going? Afternoon. Whereabouts are you that it's afternoon? Do I have a fantasy team? Yeah, I did pick a fantasy team. I'm in the rugby analysts pool. I didn't make my own one because I tend to get a bit obsessive compulsive when I do rugby fantasy. But I did join his pool. So I was pretty fortunate that I had Bundy Aki, Gary Ringrose, and Tane Basham all in my fantasy team for the last game, and they all scored tries. So happy days. Jimmy's in Germany. Good man. Is it really afternoon in Germany? Isn't it nighttime? Evening? Gus is in Philadelphia. That's afternoon. How are the Flyers doing this year? I haven't been following the NHL recently. Locke says, who's your pick to win the Six Nations this year? Finally, France. If France don't do it, then they're just missing that bit of mental edge, aren't they? They've got the right fixtures list and the right squad to get it done. But then Ireland will give them a game next week. Basham was a no-brainer, and it's afternoon all over Europe. Okay, this looks like nighttime in this game. What time is it over there? Flyers are not doing great. Oh, didn't the Flyers sack their coach, actually? I have been following it very loosely. 13-game losing streak. Holy cow. Even I follow the Islanders. They're not doing much better. Am I doing a watch along for France and Italy? Probably yes. Yes, I think so. It's on at a decent time as well. 5:52 in Scotland. Okay. Is that still afternoon? Or is that evening? Does evening start from 6 o'clock? I don't know the rules. What's happening in the game? England are about to line up a shot at goal. They've pinged the Scottish the ref pinged the Scots at the breakdown. So yeah, it's been a decent period of pressure for England. So they're going to get 3 points from it. So it's 10 points to 9. It's only 1 point in it. Game clock's at 48:35, and yeah, Scotland will have a line out inside England territory, so they do need to get through some phases, man. Do you think after seeing Moana Pacifica Chiefs game that there's no hope for Moana Pacifica to win at all against New Zealand competition style, Leo? I think they will get better, but I do think they've got a pretty tough ask. Yeah. Like, they've got a lot more potential to grow than the other teams do, but yeah, it's going to be a pretty rough road, I think. First season anyway. Come on, Scotland, go through some phases. Darcy Graham almost through that time. Sam Johnson's going backwards. I need Big Duhan to get something, man. This is my fantasy team. Big Duhan. Top tackle breaker of the Six Nations last year. Not getting any ball. It's all Darcy Graham in this game. I picked the wrong winger. Don't have time to watch the full stream. Just gonna snap in quick on the video and watch the recap. Alright, Mac. Catch you on the recap. Elida, have you had copyright warnings in the past? Yes. Not recently, thankfully. George thought a lot more points would have been scored. Yeah, the last couple of games, England, Scotland, were pretty low scoring, tight games. So maybe this one's going to script. Whole new front row for the Scots. Is the sun up yet? Hey, look at that. Morning time. My kids aren't awake yet, that's the key point. Let's see what this new front row can do for Scotland as they sit down for a scrum. Remember that crazy 38 draw between these two situations? That seems like a long time ago now, eh? But that game was phenomenal. It's a free kick to England. It's a penalty. Scottish bomb squad deployed. Yeah, pretty much. Alicia's watching the game in Southern California. Good stuff. Probably not raining where you are. Sophie, do you think Kyle Sinclair is just doing his whole mindfulness thing for show, or do you think he really wants to get better? What's he been doing? I've missed whatever he's been up to. Is he trying to chill out a bit? Jesus has to look up. Something must be going to happen. It's England mauling it up, so this could be trouble for Scotland. For my fantasy team, it'd be nice if Itoje scored. That's Marcus Smith. Wow. He looks pretty pumped with himself for that one. Finally, they're able to crack that Scottish defence. Goodness me. Yeah, straight through the gap. Yeah. Mmm. Sophie might need to crack open the whiskey to get through this one. Smith has got a tricky conversion. It's a pretty good kicker though, and ooh, he's just shaved it wide. Cursed him, but I said he was a good kicker. Yeah, I'm always slightly behind on the stream of the game, partly because I stream this game using my local broadcaster instead of watching it on terrestrial TV, so it's slower. And then YouTube streaming adds like another few seconds, so I'm behind everybody. Niall leaves the match for a second, and then you miss the try. That's pretty much the way it works, man. Pretty much. Still game on though, man. Only 4 points, eh? The English line speed is huge. Oh man, Darcy Graham's cutting them like a knife through butter, but he's isolated. Whoa, support just arrived. Get it to bloody Duhan, man. He's in my fantasy team. He's not doing nothing. Anyway, Darcy Graham's been electric. This must be the most phases we've seen from Scotland all game. The crowd's getting behind them, 5 phases. McAnally, of course, doesn't give it wide. Do you think this will be... who do you think will be the game of the tournament? Ireland, England, maybe? I think Ireland, France could be interesting next week. God, I hope there's no COVID cases in that one. 9 phases for Scotland. Easily the most they've done all game. Oh, they've lost the ball after 10. And Slade just hoofs it downfield. Bloody hell. Oh, it's almost a 50-22. Oh, man. Are you crazy? What on earth? Unbelievable. What? God. Close one, Hog is right, Jack. The commentary team on my one is just saying Stuart Hogg sometimes has his moments. Yeah, close one is right. England versus France. Everyone wants France to win, says HB. But with how France have played, if England win, I don't think people will be able to complain. Everyone wants to beat England, that's for sure. Oh, what a tackle from Ali Price on Youngs. Oh, Scotland have lost the ball to touch. Oh. I think if I just read the lips of Ali Price, that probably was an expletive. Gert says the game has come to life. Yeah. Oh, Price just couldn't quite hang on to it. The pass was at his shoulder, to be fair. He just wants it. He wants the ball. Look at the look on his face. Ah, I just couldn't get it. Kian, did you watch Ireland and Wales? Yeah, man, I did. I did. Even got the review up before this game. How efficient am I? I love reading the lips of Sophie because more than likely they're swearing. Yeah, pretty much. Who is it? The Bath guy who played 10 last week. Jomo, like his dad was at the game, and right after his son had passed it into touch, like, you know, instead of finding his man, they zoomed in on his dad, and his dad just like, F me. It was perfect timing. And the score is England 14, Scotland 10 after 59 minutes. A stretcher has come on. I think it's for McInally by the look of things. So, yeah, his shift looks to be a short one. Or is it... Oh, no, it's Jamie Ritchie. You're right, Sophie. Hope he's alright. He's standing up, so that's good news. But he's got a big old limp on. Yeah, they've had to stretcher him off. At least he's sitting up on the little buggy. But, yeah, he can't get off under his own steam. Someone holding the golf here, looks like a golf cart. Tupelotu's come on for who? For Johnson? Yeah. The few South Africans they're good. Yeah, there's a few. Schoeman and Nel, Van der Merwe. Schoeman is a unit. He is an absolute unit. Right, England actually have the ball inside Scotland's half. They're not kicking it, and the reaction of Genge just then to not catching a pass that he wasn't expecting was quite hilarious. No, they have kicked it. Go, Duhan! Oh, he's been pinged. Far out. Who are the South Africans in the Scotland team? Yeah, Nell, the prop, he's South African. Schoolman's South African. Van der Merwe, the winger, South African. Who else have they got? They've had a few, but I think is it just the three in the squad at the moment? I think I could be wrong. Oh, Smith has missed touch. Errors on both sides. Oh, Ludlam with the turnover. Jeez, if England score here, there could be trouble. Back for a penalty. Smith did a Billy Burns, yeah. Not quite as an important situation as the Billy Burns one at the end of the game, but yeah. Who's the best player in the Six Nations? The easy answer for that one's probably Dupont, right? Errors creeping in. Yeah, both sides. Smith's going to bang this one over. We had enormous help during the power outages in South Africa, aka load shedding. No worries, Wayne. I have heard about the load shedding. It sounds pretty crappy, to be honest. $17.10. George Ford's come on. When are they going to bring on Harry Randall? Still going to be a one score for the next 20 minutes, hopefully, says HB. Both teams settle into things. It's been kind of sloppy. Yeah, the weather probably hasn't helped, but it's not been the most free flowing, but it's been a bit of an arm wrestle. Good old Marler. I do have a soft spot for Joe Marler, even if not everyone appreciates his sense of humour. Dombrandt's come on as well. It's the UK, they should be used to it, I suppose. Reset that scrum. Charlie Yules is still sitting there on the bench. Yeah, pretty much 15 to go. Still one score game. But England away from home. Who did I pick for this one? Did I pick Scotland? I feel like I picked Scotland. The red hot favourites. To Duhan. Go Duhan! Whoa. Cross kick to Darcy Graham, who's not the biggest lad, but he was up against a hooker. My game clock is at 65:36, Calmac, so I'm not sure how that works. Whoa, 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 whoa. Penalty try, yellow card. What, Ben? Yeah, I picked Scotland by 3. Potential foul play. How many tries so far debated? There's been 1 each. Cross kick to Darcy Graham. Oh, because Cowan Dickey battered it out. Oh. Boom. You can do it backwards, but you can't do it forwards. You can't do it into touch like that. Yeah, you can't bat it into touch. That's a rugby league thing. Oof, I think that's gonna be a penalty try, yellow card. You can't do that. That's brain explosion. I mean, he's a hooker out on the wing trying to stop a cross kick, so he's not supposed to be there. I think he knows what he's done. Oh, it's gonna be 17 points apiece with that, and then Scotland up a man. Wow. Kind of looks deliberate, but players have the right to compete for the ball. Yeah, but you can't bat it like that. You can try and catch it, but you can't bat it like that. Next 10 minutes are going to be interesting. Absolutely, Apple Tui. Proper game on now. Eddie looks like he's just been slapped, says Sophie. Yeah. You can coach these guys all you want, but that was a bit of a brain explosion. Crowd is going crazy, Gus. They're absolutely getting into it now. I mean, they've been good all game, to be fair. The crowd's been proper vocal. Big maul. Willie's going to watch this through the gaps in the fingers. Is that a 15-22? They start in their own half, bouncing 22. That kick just then, I think he kicked it from slightly inside England's half. Scotland's on fire, says Vuyo. They are at the moment. They've got all the momentum. Yo, my daughter's awake. 7:20, not too bad. Joe Marler's going to throw. I've never seen this before. Smart. Oh, but not 5 meters. Dumb. I was going to say smart to go to the front, but not 5 meters. Oh, man. Crazy. Frankie, games time is at 68:55. $69.10 now. Sam Simmons is going off, so they can bring on George. Oh man, what's going to happen? There's still 6 minutes of the yellow card. Scotland scrum like 7 meters out from England's line. There's no number 8 packed down for England with Simmons off. We're going to use it. Oh, we're going to freak. You're going to go again. That's good for England to run the clock down. Van der Merwe to scores his view. I hope so. I'll take him scoring. Give me some points. Him or Hamish Watson. Man, listen to that crowd. Scotland needs to win. Certainly at home, they need to kick off their campaign with a win. They don't have the best draw. Penalty to Scotland. You need to do something because the clock is gone. You've just missed a minute and 20 seconds of setting scrums for the yellow card. Finn Russell wants to go again. I guess it's a good way to tie up all the forwards in one place, but the clock is going down. 4 minutes in the yellow card. Oh, they are going to go for the shot. I guess that makes sense. I just saw Finn Russell doing this, which I assumed meant go for a scrum. Is Finn Russell going to knock this one over? Oh, he's just squeezed it in. $20 points to 17. with 8 minutes to go. Oof. That was tight. Yeah, that was very tight for you, mate. Just squeezed it in. Scrum time. 7 minutes to go. 2.5 on the yellow card. Poor Scottish Heart is going into overtime. Yeah. Still going to be tight, going for the full 80. Oh, sugar. Still a minute and a bit to go for the yellow card. 6 for the game. Two minutes to attack and play territory, says Frankie. Maybe a one last crack. Try and get any more points. Hey, Nickel, mate. Good. Tense. Just over 5 minutes to go. Beast Rugby. TV isn't working because of the weather. What? Oh, Bradbury just smashed into Marchant, but he managed to bring him down. 5 minutes left. 30 seconds on the card. I think they were saying Itoje was offside. Must have been close timing. Oh, White just milked that penalty for all it's worth. You got to go for the 3, right? Make England score a converted try with 5 to play, 4 to play, maybe 3 to play by the time the kick goes done. Still not time to relax now, Cal Mac, mate, but it's looking a bit better than it was 10 minutes ago. Oh, TMO check for what? Nick roll. Oh no. Watson's going to get pinged. For a neck roll before, so they're not going to get the shot at goal if this neck roll gets pinged for Hamish Watson. He said blue 7, so that should be Watson, if it's the, unless he said on blue 7. I thought he said by blue 7. It's taking ages to find the footage. Oh yeah, Hamish Watson on Curry. He's going to get pinged. At least he's going to get pinged. So that will be the end of that shot at goal. And a chance for England to get up the field. Is the neck roll bad? Not really, man. Just a pretty standard neck roll. I mean, not a card. Just grabbed him a bit around the neck and rolled him up the breakdown. So, yeah, it's pinged. A big issue there for Scotland as they were about to kick 3 pretty much straight out in front, and now they lose that chance. Kick for touch is not a phenomenal one, so England are still in their own half pretty deep. Hollywood man, yeah, I haven't done a stream for ages, mate. But, yeah, Six Nations, what can I say? I had to jump on. England have got to use it, and Youngs is still going to boot it. Go Duhan. Mark 10 says, almost forgot about this match. Oh, England have won a penalty. Wow. What do you do here? Ford's been kicking like a demon in the Premiership. They are going to kick for touch. Would be a pretty tough kick for the posts. Two minutes to go. Oh, line out steal. Line out steal. Scotland have got to get one more good exit and then hold. You can't play this out. You need at least one more exit. You need to back your defence. Yeah. Boomfa. There's the exit. Right. England will run it back past halfway. Now Scotland have got to be so careful. Keep those tackles down. Don't give away a penalty. Toje with a carry. Turn. Oh, Gilchrist almost got it. Have England lost it? Knock on by Scotland. Whoa. Wow. Edge of your seat stuff. Game is far from over. Ferguson, Matt gets man of the match. One last chance. Jack Noel's going to come on with no time left. I don't think Harry Randall's going to get on. No, Jack Noel doesn't get time to get on. Clock is in the red. The scrum is steady. They're going to reset it, so Jack Noel might get on. The fourth official gives him a chance. Ooh, what's gonna happen, folks? Tension is brutal. Jack Noel does get on. Whether he gets to do anything remains to be seen. What's the point of bringing him on at the moment? Don't know. Maybe he adds something to one last move. They can get the ball out of the scrum. Here comes the scrum. Oh, we're going to reset it again. Would England take a draw? Maybe. April 2, I feel you. What's going on? It's really piddling down over there. I'm looking forward to my breakfast, I'm not going to lie. Vio reckons it's going to be a scrum penalty to England. Oh, it's another reset. When does Super Rugby start? Yeah, a couple of weeks. But it's going to be a bit of a weird one with no crowds. Tony says, hope you have a nice restful Sunday after these matches. Yeah, probably, man. I hope I will just chill out with the kids. See what the weather's doing. I probably won't go anywhere. Okay. Scrum, he's told to use it. Oh, the ball's messy. Ben Youngs couldn't get it out. That's gonna... Is he gonna reset that freaking thing again? Come on, Ben. Man, it's like 4 resets. Ben O'Keefe's not going to let this one go. Yeah, that's right. Use it. Here we go. The Scots turned it over. Get out of it. Get it out. Get it out. They did it. Far out. Whew. Wow. Wow. Look at Stuart Hogg. Wow. Crazy. Hey, I think I predicted Scotland by 3. Did I? I literally picked Scotland by 3. I can just hang it up now because I'm done. It'll never get better. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Man, that Cowan-Dickie moment proves to be pretty bloody costly. Far out. Good game. Good game. Very tense. God, that end though. That took way too long. That was 5 minutes of torture. But, wow. Crazy. Yeah, like Jezza says, credit to Scotland's defence. They absolutely just muscled things, didn't they? Under heaps of pressure at the start of that game. Maybe England will rue some of the kicks, but yeah, Scotland's defence was so hard to break down. April 2, he says, intense, and she is right. That was pretty intense. So, losing bonus point for England, so not the end of the world, but in terms of Scotland doing what they needed to do, they absolutely needed that win at home for sure. Big win. Big win. Okay, folks. Yeah, cheers for coming along. That was a bit of a cracker actually. First time for a live stream in a wee while. Hopefully we can do France and Italy tomorrow, assuming that all goes ahead. I think it's tomorrow about an hour before this game start time, like 5 o'clock in the morning for me, so maybe like 4 in the afternoon or something. Something like that anyway. But yeah. Cheers, Jezza, for that last, what does that say? Bump, bump, fist bump. Nice. Okay. Appreciate that, mate. Cheers. Yeah, you guys enjoy your evening wherever you're at, or daytime if you're here. Here in this part of the world where the sun's just coming up. But yeah, take care. Hope to see you guys again for another one at some point soon. Alright, folks, enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. Bye.